welcome to another episode of the Chaos Chronicles.
Navigating the randomness.
I'm Jess.
I'm Connie.
And today we're going to be talking about some New Year's traditions.
That's right. Before we get too deep into anything, just a reminder, you can find us at all of our social medias. They are linked below. And by the time this airs, TikTok may or may not still be available. So please follow us at our other channels. That way you can still get our amazing content that Jess has worked really hard to put together because she is carrying the load of everything right now. Thank you. But you should check it out. Anything else we're supposed to add in there?
Don't mind the Christmas background because for us, Christmas has not come yet.
It hasn't. Also, this might be the first time we're recording where I don't have the croissant on my head.
Yeah, we're different angles. There we go. There's the reindeer.
And a couple of our earlier episodes, I was so leaned back in the chair that it looked like either I had devil horns coming out of my head, cute devil horns, or it was a croissant.
Yeah.
I just love saying it the French way, croissant. It just tickles the mouth in the fun way.
Nope.
I'll move on.
Yep.
It was accurate, but maybe not the best thing I should have said.
Yeah. So today, before we do jump into things, I do want to say we're going to be talking about different traditions around the globe, which also means I apologize for not saying things correctly. I will try my best. But if you guys have listened to our previous episodes, you know names are not our strong suit.
I'm just laughing because you put together the Christmas episode. You put together this episode. You were torturing yourself with these names.
I am torturing myself. This is all on me.
Yeah. I mean, I have the pronunciation website pulled up. I learned from our Christmas episode.
We will probably need it at some point.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I still think fondly of spoon liquor. Oh, no. What day are we at now?
Oh.
We're recording this
on the 19th.
On the 19th.
Let me open the notes real quick
days
and see. Out. Christmas. Oh, not.
I was going to say real quick for those of you who are watching, if you remember who it is, comment down below. See if you're right. You know, bragging rights, because sometimes bragging rights on the internet mean a lot more than they really should.
All right, you ready for December 19th?
Yes.
Skyr Gobbler.
Skyr Gobbler. Oh, the yogurt guy. Yeah. It's like, which one was he? Aw.
Door Slammer was yesterday. All right, so the first that we're going to talk about is Hogmanay.
Huh?
Hogmanay, which I did look up the pronunciation for that one. Hogmanay.
Okay, weirdly enough, I feel like that would be a beautiful middle name. I don't know why. It's different.
It is different.
It's not like Anne, Marie, Stephanie, Julie, or any of the other ones. Hogmanay.
So Hogmanay is more than just a celebration. It's a blend of ancient traditions with modern revelry, deeply rooted in Scotland's Norse and Celtic heritage. The celebration can be traced back to the Viking festival of Yule, which marked the winter solstice and involved fire ceremonies to summon the sun's return. Over the centuries, these traditions melded with local customs, giving rise to the unique festival we know today. The most famous Hogmanay tradition is first footing. At the strike of midnight, people rush to be the first visitor to cross their neighbor's threshold. A tall, dark-haired man is considered the most favorable first footer because historically he symbolized safety and good fortune, someone who wouldn't bring the threat of invasion. This guest is expected to carry symbolic gifts as well. Some of these gifts can be coal, which would symbolize warmth and prosperity, bread, ensuring that no one will go hungry, salt for flavor and longevity, and whiskey for celebration and happiness.
I mean, all that sounds good, but I think I've read too many of a certain type of books because as soon as you said tall, dark, handsome, I went, yeah. Yeah.
All the tall, dark, handsome men. Come on.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can see that. I'm imagining
Oh.
The Witcher, but with dark hair.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Or white hair. He looks good either way. Henry Cavill just
I
Cavill.
don't know. Do I know actors?
Good point. Either way, he's an attractive man.
Yeah. Fire festivals like those in Stonehaven are another hallmark of Hogmanay. There, locals swing massive fireballs around their head while parading through the town. This fiery spectacle is said to purify the land, scare away evil spirits, and welcome the warmth and light of the new year. Hogmanay often extends to January 2nd, which is a public holiday in Scotland, emphasizing the celebration's importance. For the Scots, it's not just about ringing in the new year, but about reflection, renewal, and deep rooted cultural pride.
Do you want to have a Scottish birthday? We just run around with fireballs over our head.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Honestly, as you were saying it, I'm like, I wish I was Scottish. I don't know if I am, but like, I would partake in this.
I don't think I'm Scottish.
I don't. I'm sorry. Like, caroling is fun. I think maybe in different climates than Minnesota, but like, if I was invited to a fireball, and I don't mean the nasty cinnamon drink alcohol,
Ugh.
but someone's like, hey, you want to go swing fireball around our heads and, have like drinks and salt and bread and all that stuff, I'd be like, oh my God, yes.
Heck yeah.
Like, count me in. Where do I sign up?
Exactly.
How do they do the fireballs? Is it like you just take a pantyhose and you put like an onion in it and you soak it in vodka?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's way more sophisticated than that, but I think that's what you and I could do on a budget. Oh, it smells delicious.
It
Well,
would.
minus the pantyhose. We'll throw in some garlic, ward off the vampires too.
Oh, jeez. So the second is the legend of Nian, which is Chinese. The tale of Nian originates in ancient Chinese folklore, where it serves as a mythological explanation for the customs of the Lunar New Year. Nian, whose name also means year, is a monstrous creature that lived deep in the ocean or high in the mountains. Descriptions of Nian vary, but it is often depicted as a fearsome beast with a lion like head, sharp claws, and an insatiable appetite for livestock, crops, and even humans. Every year, on the eve of the Lunar New Year, Nian would descend upon villages, leaving destruction in its wake. Villagers lived in fear of its arrival, as no walls or weapons seemed to deter the beast. It would devour animals, destroy homes, and sometimes even attack the villagers themselves, especially targeting children. The arrival of Nian was seen as a test of resilience, and over time, the villagers grew desperate to find ways to protect themselves. One year, as the villagers prepared to flee to the mountains, a mysterious old man arrived in the village. He seemed unafraid of Nian and claimed to know how to defeat it. Skeptical but desperate, the villagers decided to let the old man try his methods while they fled. As the legend goes, the old man dressed the village in red decorations and lit bright lanterns and placed strips of red paper on doors and windows. He then set off firecrackers, filling the night with deafening noise. When Nian arrived, the beast was overwhelmed by the bright red and the loud bangs and the glowing lanterns. It roared in terror and fled back to its mountain lair, leaving the village untouched. When the villagers returned the next day and saw that their homes and loved ones were safe, they rejoiced. They learned that Nian feared the color red, loud noises, and bright lights, and these elements became central to their New Year's celebration. Mm-hmm.
Well, that explains what little I know about Chinese New Year.
I know. Isn't that cool, though?
It is cool. I'm just thinking the Chinese New Year festivals that I've seen mostly videos of it, but like
Mm-hmm.
had some people describe it to me who are actually Chinese. Like it is the firecrackers, it is
Yep.
loud, it is the dancing. I wonder if it's Nian or a dancing dragon, whatever it's
I
supposed to
know,
be.
that's what I was wondering, because
Because
that's all that's coming to my head
yeah,
too.
you said
Yeah.
lion head. I'm like, is that a lion or is that a dragon? I
I
don't.
always thought
Maybe
it was
there's
a
both.
dragon. I don't know.
Maybe there's more than one. But I'm like,
Oh.
hmm, that makes a lot of sense. And I know there's something about red packets too.
Yes. So there was things that are current today is decorating with red. Red is the dominant color during New Year celebrations. Fireworks and firecrackers. They'll set them off during New Year's Eve as a direct reference to loud sounds to scare Nian. Next is the family reunion dinner on New Year's Eve is a time for unity and strength, echoing the villagers banding together to face Nian. The lion dance, here, there we go.
Oh, okay. So it is.
The lion dance, with its vivid costumes and thundering drums, is said to mimic the fearsome Nian itself. The loud performance wards off evil and invites prosperity, reflecting the celebratory triumph over the beast. There's
Okay.
that. And then the red envelopes, which is what you were talking about. Gifts of red envelopes containing money are given during the new year to children and younger family members. This practice ties back to the idea of warding off evil spirits and ensuring safety and fortune.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like also, as someone who I have a love hate with gift giving, like
Mm-hmm.
I love giving gifts. I hate the price of gifts. And like I've overdone it in many years with
It's
that.
not hard to do.
It's not with today's prices.
Nope.
Like I love giving a personalized gift to someone where you see it and you're like, "Oh, this is totally them. This is
Mm-hmm.
great." But I also like that idea of like giving just the standard money, but like having that family time, having the celebrations where there's not a pressure of like I have to go out and buy 50 different gifts for 50 different people. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, all right, I'm just going to give them money directly
Mm-hmm.
because let's be honest, who couldn't use more money right now?
Everybody.
Jeff Bezos.
Well,
Jeff Bezos probably ain't watching this, so
no.
yeah. But like, I don't know. I like that idea. I think that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Plus they have like the moon cakes and everything else.
Yes.
The only reason I know so much, this is going to sound so dumb. The only reason I know so much about the moon cakes and the red envelopes is because there's an old PBS show called Sagwa, the Siamese cat. You remember?
Yep. Yep. I was wondering if yep. Same.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I remember the mooncakes episode where they were making them talking about like the secret messages that had been hidden in them. And I was watching it and I was so confused because I asked my mom what they were and she's like, "Oh, it looks like cookies," because she was working, she wasn't paying attention to
yeah, no.
PBS.
Yeah.
But I would always pester my mom to buy those Pillsbury sugar cookie rolls with the
Mhm.
little character in the middle.
Yep.
And I was like, "But it doesn't look like cookies," because in my brain that was the only type of cookies there were.
Oh.
So I thought that something was wrong with their cookies or my cookies.
Not the same.
Not the same. But like as you're saying this story, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm like, oh, I am back in our original house before we moved to the one that you've seen. Anyway, sorry. So Sagwa cookies, Chinese New Year Nian, the Scottish oh no, Hoida, the pretty middle name,
Hogmanay.
Hogmanay. I almost said Hermione, and then I almost went to Hogsmeade.
Hogmanay. Well,
Hogmanay. Okay, two different cultures, but very fun either way.
yes. Next is Father Time and Baby New Year, which is a Western mythology.
Oh, I'm not a good Westerner then. I don't think I know this one.
The imagery of Father Time and Baby New Year originates from ancient Roman and Greek traditions, particularly those associated with Saturnalia, a midwinter festival celebrating Saturn, the god of time and harvest. Over centuries, these figures evolved into symbolic representations of the old year and the new one. Father Time is portrayed as a weary old bearded man dressed in a robe, carrying a scythe and an hourglass. These items reflect his connection to the passage of time and the inevitability of death. Baby New Year, in stark contrast, is depicted as an infant wearing a sash with the incoming year inscribed on it. He symbolizes renewal, innocence, and the future's promise. According to one tale, Father Time raises Baby New Year as his successor. Over the year, the infant learns wisdom, witnessing the joys and sorrows of life. By December 31st, Baby New Year has grown into Father Time, ready to guide the world into the next cycle, passing the torch to the new Baby New Year. The story represents the nature of life, the passing of wisdom from one generation to the next, and the hope that the future brings.
I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's such an image. Old man, beard, scythe, and you said oh,
An hourglass.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, wristwatch. No.
Hourglass.
Hourglass. That would be a horrible wristwatch to have an hourglass. Just, oh, well, the time is shifting. Um, that's a very interesting image, especially when it comes along with the whole, it's a reminder of time and death and aging and moving forward. And then Baby New Year, I'm like, wow, very visual. Whoever
Mm-hmm.
came up with those was a precursor to the English majors.
Yes, actually.
Right. They're the ones who are like, the author said the curtains are blue. What does it mean? You and I are like, it blue.
Yep.
They're like, no, it's the depths of longing and blah, 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 blah.
My brain doesn't do that.
I could at one point for a grade.
For a grade, sure. Normal, though? No.
No.
My mom does all that. When she reads a book, she has like a notebook next to her and she's like, oh, did you get this? Like this little teeny tiny one word actually means this. And I'm like,
I
no.
can totally see it.
Or like in Hunger Games, which we'll do eventually, in Catching Fire, when Effie is in the monarch butterfly dress.
Love the dress. Iconic.
Love the dress. But my mom's like, did you know that monarch butterflies mean like the coming back or something like that? Like, come. And I'm
Of
like,
course.
why would I know that?
I can imagine your mom with her glasses on. She's got the book in front of her. I feel like she's sitting in either that office setup or like at that dining room table,
Mhm.
and she's just taking your notes, maybe with her coffee. Like I can just perfectly see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She can't read and not take notes. And I'm like, I'm not a note taker when I read. Well, mine is for this.
I was going to say, mine is for everything you've had to do over the last year for the podcast.
Yeah. But like, podcast aside, when I read a book, I'm reading it to enjoy it. And for me, finding these little teeny tiny, like the monarch butterfly thing, why would I know that? Why would I look into that? Like, I appreciate it once I was told that. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Coming home. I think that's what it means.
Oh yeah, because they are a seasonal migrating butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was some deep knowledge I didn't remember I had. That was from like second grade.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So, and that's why in the second Hunger Games, which we'll get into it at one point.
We'll get there. See, I love those little trivia facts. I am the same way though. I don't necessarily pick up on it while I'm reading. Like maybe I'll read something and I'm like, I feel like that's important.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll be like, I'm going to look it up. But most of the time, I just devour whatever story is in front of me so quick.
Yeah.
Like, not even savor, just devour it.
Yep.
Where I'm like, nope, we're going to find out what comes next. And then I'll start piecing things together. And then I'll look up stuff. And if I hate the ending of the book, I'm never going to look up any of it because the book is now dead to me. I will ignore the last half. I will create a new ending.
I like creating new endings in my head.
I do too. And new descriptions of the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm like,
that doesn't match what no.
No. Actually, the book that kept me up last night, actually the second one, because I got into a second story. I abandoned that one because one, everything was feeling so one-dimensional. Where I'm like, who's writing this? A 14-year-old? Anyway, but like the main lead was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed man, and I'm like, that's so nice that he's dark-haired, dark-eyed.
Yeah.
It's like I can't. I know it's ironic given what I look like, but that's all the more reason I'm like,
nope.
I'm not a blonde hair, blue eyed type of person.
Nope.
I mean, I am, but like, it's not my type. Hence my husband.
Mine is. Hence my husband.
Exactly. Again, there's so many reasons we don't have to worry about our husbands with each other, but like that's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, have friendships that you can trust your significant other with them. And if you can't, seriously evaluate that friendship and that husband or significant other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, this is not a life advice channel. Blow up your lives your own way.
Are you ready for the next tradition?
Yes. Sorry, we sidetracked. Well,
We
the
did
entire thing is
sidetrack.
sidetracked.
The next is the 12 grapes of luck.
I've heard of this. Is that wait, no, don't ask questions. I'm about to get the answers.
In Spain, the tradition of eating 12 grapes at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve is said to have originated in 1909. That year, Alicante winemakers had a surplus harvest and promoted the idea of eating one grape for each chime of the clock at midnight. However, some historians believe the practice actually dates back to the 19th century when elites in Madrid would mimic French customs of eating grapes with champagne at New Year's parties.
I've heard that that's a thing. You're supposed to like drop raisins or grapes inside of your champagne to like keep it cold. Hiccups. Oh no. To keep it cold.
I can safely say I've never heard of putting grapes in champagne.
I heard it. Okay. So this is either one of those like smart things or this is one of those like someone came up with it because they also use a punctured beer can as their shower head. So,
Yeah.
but apparently it won't water down your champagne if you freeze grapes and put them in there. So that's why people do it.
That makes sense.
It does. And let's be honest, as someone who's had very little champagne in their life, but I've had both warm and chilled champagne, and oh my God, chilled is so much better.
So much better.
The warm one, I was like, ooh,
not great.
I was like, is this what drinking pee is like? Because it was not a pleasant experience.
Probably pretty close.
Yeah, and I am okay with not having the actual comparison to draw that against. I'm good.
Each grape is said to symbolize a wish or aspiration for the coming year. The act of consuming all 12 grapes in sync with the clock's chimes is crucial. Missing a grape, pausing too long, or chewing too slowly is believed to bring bad luck for the corresponding month.
How fast are those chimes?
Like the old clocks that chime.
Ding, ding, ding. About that far apart.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be...
I was gonna say, you're chewing and you get small grapes, get seedless grapes.
Yep. Families often gather in town squares to perform this ritual. The bells of the clock tower chimes 12 times, and as the crowd counts down, they eat their grapes, often laughing at the challenge of fitting them all into their mouths so quickly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say all at once. I'm like, way to ring the new year choking.
The next is the Legend of La Befana, L-A space B-E-F-A-N-A.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Oh, it's interesting you say that because it is one of Italy's most enduring holiday myths.
I'm failing as an Italian. It's okay. I'm Italian American. It's a completely different thing, basically.
Well, her primary association is with Epiphany on January 6th. Her presence during the new year connects with themes of renewal, generosity, and hope. The story begins when the three wise men following the star to Bethlehem stopped at La Befana's house seeking shelter. Known as an excellent housekeeper, she welcomed them warmly, offering food and a clean place to rest. Before departing, the wise men invited her to join their journey to visit the Christ child. She hesitated, citing her busy chores and the need to keep her house spotless. Regretting her decision, she later set off on her own with a broom, gifts, and baked goods for the child. However, she lost her way. Determined to find them, she began visiting every child she encountered, leaving presents for the good and coal for the naughty in hopes that one of them might be the Christ child. Her broom symbolized her role as a housekeeper, sweeping away the remnants of the old year to prepare for the new. Her generosity during the season reflects the Italian emphasis on family, warmth, and the act of giving as a way to bring blessings into the coming year. Today, she is celebrated as a friendly witch like figure who flies across Italy on her broom, bringing joy and renewal as the new year begins.
Oh, that's actually adorable. Also, that is spot on because that's something with Italian American culture as well, especially around the holidays. Like, oh, you know how I said gift giving is hard? That does not apply to food. We will give all the food.
Mhm.
You are not leaving our homes or our presents without being stuffed and then leftovers. You ever try to leave my dad's house after he's cooked? You're getting leftovers.
Yep.
Like it's a default.
It's a given. Yep.
It's a given. It's a love language. We may have trouble expressing our emotions in a healthy way / nonviolent way for some folks, but darn it if we don't say I love you with food.
Yeah.
And insults.
The next one is Greece. And I didn't put the how to pronounce behind every single one of these. So I am going to probably just say it once correctly. And beyond that, I got nothing. So this is the Calacancer rose.
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah. Yep. So we're going to go with that. So descriptions of them vary by regions, but they are often depicted as small, grotesque, and animalistic beings. They have long, spindly limbs, hairy bodies, and fiery eyes that glow with malice. Some accounts describe them with goat-like legs, pointed ears, sharp claws, and long tails. Their appearance is said to be both fearsome and ridiculous, amplifying their reputation as tricksters rather than outright evil entities.
At first, I was thinking like dust bunnies, and then you said goat legs. I'm like, not dust bunnies anymore. Some messed up dust bunnies.
That would be missed. So the Calacancer rose are said to live underground for most of the year, sawing away at the world tree, which supports the earth. Their goal is to topple the tree and bring about the end of the world. However, they are interrupted every year at Christmas when they emerge to wreak havoc above ground. During the 12 days of Christmas, they roam freely, seeking to cause mischief. Their antics include spoiling food. So they're notorious for sneaking into kitchens to sour milk, spoil bread, and ruin meals.
The exact opposite of spoon liquor, pot liquor, all the others from the, from the Christmas stuff.
They delight in trickery, moving furniture, hiding tools, and creating minor inconveniences for humans.
So they're little shits.
And they might pinch people, pull their hair, or whisper strange things in the dead of night, especially targeting those who are alone or unaware.
Oh, they're assholes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not culturally rude. It's not intended to be. You hear that description, tell me what you think. You did not think, oh, little angels, unless you're thinking it like a southern way, which is, oh, bless your heart, little angels.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. For those who don't speak southern, you just got insulted.
Yeah, it's a big insult.
Big insult, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. So the Calacancer rose are mischievous, but not particularly intelligent. And several traditions have evolved to protect homes and families from their antics. One is lighting fires. A roaring fire in the hearth is believed to deter them as long as they fear light and warmth. In some regions, people burn special logs, such as Yule logs, throughout the 12 days to keep the goblins at bay. Next is placing garlic, onions, or other strong-smelling herbs at doorways and windows. It's thought to repel the goblins.
You know what I'm thinking? That idea that we had from the Scottish tradition of, put the onions and garlic inside of a pantyhose, let it on fire and swing it around. It's going to work for these guys too.
It's going to work for everybody.
It's going to work for everybody. Look at that. multicultural peace through fire.
One peculiar custom involves leaving a colander outside the door. They are obsessive and dim-witted, and they are compelled to count the holes in the colander. Since they can't count past 2, 3 is a scary number, and saying it would destroy them, they would become frustrated and would leave.
Okay, sorry. Tell me again. How do we say this? Because I'm going to start using this as an insult for somebody.
All right, let's go back up. Cancer rose.
Cancer rose.
Cancer rose.
Cancer rose. Okay.
Yep.
So, in other words, when someone is being something, I can just be like, oh, bless your heart, such a Cancer rose.
Oh.
Oh,
So then on Epiphany, which is January 6th, the priests bless homes with holy water, driving the Calicanceros back underground. And this marks the end of their reign of mischief and restores order.
okay. This also sounds like a fun tradition.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god. Okay, you're gonna hate this as the youngest. I'm sorry, but as an older sibling, the ability to be like pulling your sister's hair or pinching her. I have sisters, or your brother, I guess, and be like, wasn't me. Calicanteros, not me, wasn't me. Mom, don't punish me. It's the little shoots. Well, you know what? We've been good for episodes. I can say a couple of low-level cuss words. It's fine. It's Christmas. It's
okay.
New Year's.
It's New Year's.
Out with the old, in with the new. Father time should be fine with that. Don't
Right.
reap me, please. I don't like sighs. They're freaky. I just thought, did you know some people still use those today in farming? Like, it's actually effective.
Mhm.
No. I don't like that. It's freaky. It's scary. But I don't find butcher knives freaky.
What are we doing for time? All right. Well, are you ready for the final tradition?
See.
All right. I know it's a shorter one today, but that's okay.
No, that's because everyone's got holiday stuff going on. And if you find that you want to hear more of us, because why wouldn't you? You can check out any of our other videos. If you hop on over to YouTube, Jess has created some wonderful playlists. So you can choose between our Who Knows What Wednesdays, our case files, our mystery weird ones. Highly suggest the Atliv class, but maybe not if you're eating or we're about to go outside on a mountain hike. Actually, no, watch it before. Be smart.
You might want to watch it before.
Be smart. But yeah, you can check it all out there. Find lots of entertaining things to do while you avoid your family. Wow. That was a hard sentence. My brain scrambled that. Maybe I should stop sipping the coffee now. I'll come back for it. Jess got me really good coffee before this. It's really nice.
All right. So this last one here, you will know. It's a nice Western tradition that is common in the U.S., and I'm sure it's pretty common everywhere. The midnight kiss.
It immediately makes me think of your story, but yeah. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Which I think we talked about that in the Spoutin' About Spouses episode. Yeah.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
That was an early episode. Was that episode like 3 or 4?
It was one of the first. It was before. It was 4 or before for sure. It's in the first 4 episodes. Yeah.
That was almost a year ago for recording.
Yep.
Whew, lots changed in a year.
It has.
For the better.
Yes.
Yeah, learned everything for the better. Yeah, I don't think anything's for the worse.
Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the tradition of sharing a kiss at midnight on New Year's Eve has roots in ancient Roman and Germanic customs, where kisses symbolize purification and the promise of a fresh start. Over time, the act of a midnight kiss evolved into a more romantic and celebratory gesture, representing love, connection, and hope for the coming year. So, the Roman festival of Saturnalia, yep, that one's coming back, featured public gatherings where people would exchange kisses as a sign of goodwill and renewal. This tradition continued into the Middle Ages, particularly during European masquerade balls. Yeah, you can see it. You can totally
I
see
can
it.
totally see it. People have done some weird stuff under the guise of a masquerade ball.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to read the type of books we read, and you know that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These lavish parties featured masked dances where attendees would shed their masks at midnight, symbolizing the shedding of the old year's identity. The kiss was a way to seal bonds, renew relationships, and embrace the promise of a new year. German folklore aided a superstitious element. It was believed that the first person you encountered or kissed in the new year would set the tone for your relationships and fortune. A missed kiss or a lonely midnight could bring bad luck. The midnight kiss today carries echoes of these ancient traditions, emphasizing connection, joy, and the importance of shared moments at the dawn of a new year.
Aww.
There we go.
I'm trying to think now. I don't know if my husband and I really have had too many New Year's kisses. I mean, like, definitely the first year we were dating.
Yeah.
Because that's like one of the few times we've like really kissed in front of other people.
Mhm.
We're not a PDA couple at all.
Mm-mm.
But other than that, I think pretty much every year in the 9 years since, we've been like, oh, we could stay up or we could go to bed.
I know. I'm more in that boat now. I'm like,
Yeah. Plus, we have a nice bed now. We like our sheets. We've got our dog. It's like, yeah, you know, midnight,
midnight's late.
10 p.m., same thing.
Yeah,
You know, it's the spirit of it, really.
exactly.
Yeah. And then, you know, you get a kiss the next day. So, like,
Exactly.
it's fine.
It's the same. It's still your first kiss of the new year.
Exactly. As long as our dog doesn't jump on the bed and get to you first. So, you know, it is kind of a race of like, nope, making sure that this one's first, then the dog. Yeah. He doesn't really give you a choice when he wants to give kisses in the morning.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. Well, anything that you would like to add about New Year's traditions?
No, but I am very thankful to all of you who are watching and ringing in the new year with us. Thank you. We very much appreciate your love and support throughout 2024, and we look forward to seeing you in 2025.
Yes. Well, happy New Year's, you guys.
Yeah. Have fun celebrating whatever traditions you will. If you're doing the grape thing, breathe, chew, seedless grapes, small.
This actually comes out on New Year's Day.
Great. Go to the store if you bought the big grapes with seeds. What are you, a sadist? Probably. Masochist? Masochist.
Well, we hope that you guys had a great New Year's Eve and that your New Year's Day is nice and relaxing and peaceful. Or
New Year's Day, I flipped the two in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, less
New Year's
coffee,
Day.
but more coffee. More coffee. Well, hopefully you didn't die yesterday. And if you did, and you are watching this podcast as a ghost and you still have access to your YouTube, what an afterlife. If you can see Ted in these videos, don't comment. I don't want to know.
Yep.
I don't want to know. He's a silent partner.
Mhm.
Silent. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm just waiting for that fan to start spinning or something.
I fully turned it off, so if it goes off, we're in trouble.
I'm all bark, no bite. Don't get me. I'm Italian. We bluster. It's what we do. I'm not trying to die by a ghost or a romper. Really anything. I have a will to live. My finals are over. My will to live is back for a short while before the semester starts again. Until then,
Yes.
enjoy the hope of the new year.
Yes. Happy New Year's.
Adios.
Bye.